export to CSV. That's how we get it back for Ministry of Forest and Range, and it just puts it in the file and sends off a bunch of CSV files that can be re-imported. Now, one of the things that I mentioned in here is bringing the events from the database. In fact, the Ministry of Forest and Range, in case anyone actually talks to one of those guys, they do not have that capability. They can only read in roads, and they can import into TFM, or for them FRMA, they can import the records, but they can't export them back to RoadLogger. That's just a refinement that they didn't think was important. And I think that a lot of other people would find that to be critical. You might create the record 1 year and then go back and update it another year. And you want to use that same record. That does bring up the issue of data locking and so on. I'll leave that to the database guys to make sure it works properly. Any questions about RoadLogger and field data collection?
What GPSs does it support?
Currently it supports Garmin, handheld kind of recreational grade units. They do have an external antenna which they stick on the roof of the truck, and it's using a serial to, most laptops don't have serial, so we just have a USB to serial adapter. But that is, that's something that we're going to add to it. I mean, that's just if people have a particular kind of, and actually USB direct interface is on our list of things to do for the Ministry of Forest and Range, because they're going to update their units pretty soon.
Yeah, so the GPS produces a position every 2 seconds or something like that, and so it's continuously updating that position on the screen there, and as you drive along, the map scrolls with you. I guess there's a button on there, right, where you can turn that function on or off.
That's right, yeah. There's a question back here?
Can you walk through again how if you lose your GPS signal, how you call this bridge and going point?
Sure, okay. Yeah, let's say okay, I want to create a new event here. And I want it to be I don't know, it doesn't matter. Let's call it a culvert, okay? Now, I don't know where this culvert is because my GPS has gone down, but a couple of kilometers ago I noted that we passed a particular bridge, and I know how far away I am from that bridge. So I'm going to type in a measure, let's say 555 meters from the bridge, and I'm going to create a reference point. I'll just call it bridge. And what is it? Well, it's described as a bridge. Okay. Oh, with quotes. There we go. Okay. And it's on this road and this section, the same one I'm working with. That's important. And I have to give it a location. Now, if I created it at the time I passed the bridge, I could have just picked the GPS coordinate out of here and it would have been automatic. But here's something that's kind of interesting. Even if I don't know the measure, I can actually use this reference point and then fix it later, and it'll move everything that's referenced to it. So I can just type in 0 here, which means POC, right? And now, instead of referencing this from POC, I can reference it from bridge, 555 meters from bridge. Okay. Now that will turn up actually 555 meters from POC. There's the red cross there. Let me just lock scale so it'll get bigger. Doesn't help much. Anyway, there's the red cross. I really should have this image faded out a little bit. You can do that as an option when you import it. And if I go in and change that reference point, it's now appeared on my list here. There it is. And say, no, it's not measure at 0. It's actually at, let's put a nice round number on there, 1,000. say OK to that, and my event just moved. If I go back to that culvert that I just created, which was, oh boy,
Just select the culverts folder.
yeah, I got the culverts folder here. Oh, yeah, here they are. Yeah, it must be the last one, right? There we go. I really should have a whole bunch of these columns turned off so I don't have to scroll over so far. But there it is. It's measure bridge 555. But if I actually click on that and hover over that point, you can see that I'm actually at 1555. So the reference point was created when I was ignorant and then updated later, and all the events that depend on it were put in the right place. And so, yeah, it's just a quick way of making sure that you get your information right. You can even, yeah, so I could say, oh, my GPS is down, I got to use a reference point. Let's pick up that bridge on the way back. Type in bridge reference point, use it until I get GPS again. On the way back, I pick up the GPS point on that bridge, and everything updates.
That export file should convert to that file right now. There's no GPSC there. You've got measured now that you've adjusted.
Yeah, it's showing me the, if you look on the data, there we go, it's showing me the reference point as being bridge, and, oh come on, stop scrolling over. It's showing the reference point as being bridge and the measure as being 555, but when I export it, it will export the 1555 from POC. Because the FRMA doesn't have the concept of reference points. So it has to reduce them. Any other questions?
Use differential correction on the GPS points.
It can be done, but the short answer is no. That would be something that would be done, I would think, after the fact well, you know, that would be something we could talk about. I don't know whether it's appropriate to do it after the fact on the data that's been imported to the Forest Manager, or whether it would be better to do it in RoadLogger before it's exported. But at this point, there's no way to adjust existing records with a differential adjustment, unless it's real time, of course, and then it's just getting the right data when it starts.
Yeah, the H-dot values in that are displayed in the status area on the right-hand side there, where the coordinate is. So you can see how good your signal is. But in terms of post-processing,
They're all stored, right? We store the whole NEMA string. Yeah. So it's all in there. It would be another step to actually read that out, adjust it, write it back, and readjust the measure location according to its projection onto the line work. But the database that this is being written into is all about M value and vectors. So the coordinate information is actually just another record or another field that's attached to that, and they can use it as they wish.